Hey kiddos, here's my comic pull list for February 8th, 2017. First up with DC and one of my favorite titles, it's Batgirl and the Birds of Prey #7. This was a lighthearted one-off that deals with a plot that was hinted at in issues 1 and 3 involving Barbara's realtors and their suspicious behavior. There's some excellent banter between the three leads as they engage in some wacky hijinks while they try to get to the bottom of the mystery. Now I love how this title can shift so much in tone. From drama to action to an issue like this that's just, plain fun. Next, it's The Flash #16. Barry searches for the rogues but comes up empty-handed. Some advice, however, leads him to an intriguing realization. So far, I'm really liking the story arc. Williams' writing is great as always, and DeGene Domenico's awesome art is always a treat. Next, it's Lost Boys #5. The mothers have awakened and the team scrambles to keep them from reaching the surface. But a warning from an unlikely source makes them realize that others are in danger also. I am so ready for this to be over. I hate Scott Godlewski's art, and Tim Seeley's writing, which I'm normally a fan of, just ain't cutting it for me here. And the twist at the end made me roll my eyes so hard I think I need to go to the eye doctor. It's only my love for the movie on which this is based that's, keeping me hanging in there at all. One more issue to go. Thank God. Next up, it's Scooby Apocalypse #10. When last we saw the gang, they had found a safe neighborhood to take refuge. But Velma's guilt leads her to sneak off, leading her to leave the group behind. In this issue, we find ourselves sometime in the future. Shaggy, Scooby, Fred, and Daphne are part of a human resistance, while Velma has become queen of Monster World. Monstropolis. Monstrovia? She somehow managed to reprogram the creature's nanites, which turn them into beasts, so that they will obey her commands. Her plan: turn the Earth into a paradise. A paradise without humans, that is. The sudden shift in the storyline had me very confused, but don't worry, by the end it all makes sense. You'll be like, oh, okay. This was an interesting issue, well written, good art, but once you understand what's happening, it's pretty much just a filler issue. Next up, it's Wonder Woman #16. In this first issue of the Godwatch storyline, which replaces the Year 1 storyline, we get the backstory of the people involved in creating the organization and why they may not like Wonder Woman. This was an okay issue, considering that Wonder Woman is mostly just a background character in it. I'm not sure where Greg Rucka is going with the storyline, but it is interesting. I wish we'd get more answers, though, from this title before they start introducing more questions into the mix. Moving on to Marvel and Star Wars, Dr. Aphra #4. So Aphra and her dad, in an Indiana Jones moment, discover the location of the pre-Jedi civilization. But before they can go investigate it, they've got to get out of the Massassi Temple and off Yavin 4, which isn't going to be easy if the Empire has anything to say about it. I'm not in love with Kev Walker's artwork, but it's okay. Kieran Gillen's writing is the real star here, though. Great dialogue between Aphra's junior and senior, plus 000 always manages to get a laugh out of me. On to Titan and Doctor Who, the 11th Doctor, Year 3, #2. I'm done. I admit defeat. I've been meaning to catch up on this title for over a year. I'm still on Year 1, and here we are at the second issue of Year 3. When the last issue came out, I decided I'd just try and jump in at the start of Year 3. Not only did the storyline fail to engage me, I didn't like the art style at all. So I give up. I'm dropping this title. But the Titan Doctor Who titles have been kind of hit or miss for me anyway. There are several different writers and even more artists, some of which are excellent, some not so much. The 10th Doctor, who was one of my favorites on TV, is just barely keeping my interest in his title, while the 12th, whose series 8 and 9 have been burdened with Stephen Moffat's obsession with his creation Clara, is actually probably my favorite of the Titan series. So, go figure. This week I also picked up the trade of John Constantine, the Hellblazer, Volume 1, Original Sins. I'd heard about Constantine, but I didn't really know much about the character until the short-lived NBC series starring Matt Ryan. From there, I read the entire last run before last year's Rebirth started, which I'm currently reading. And then this week I bought the DC animated Justice League Dark movie, which I quite enjoyed, so I decided to get a little more acquainted with the character's backstory. This is the first in the series of compilations featuring the low-rent, chain-smoking warlock. It also features his appearances in Swamp Thing, with whom he has an antagonistic relationship. I'm only about a quarter into this one. I don't love it yet, but so far it is an interesting look at some old school writing and art. And that is it for this week's poll. If you like this video and you're not a subscriber, then please by all means hit that little red subscribe button wherever it may be, in whatever form you're watching it in. And as always, I invite you to like this video and drop me a comment. So, see you later.